My name is Sam Canuck, and I am a fine art, and film production teacher at Cerna High School in Whittier, California.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions about music in schools. Thank you for being here today. So first off, in your own words, define music. What is music to you?
Music. Music to me is, I guess I would just put it as another language, just like you could be bilingual. I think if you practice and learn an instrument, or you do songwriting, or any type of music creation, I think it's just another expressive way to communicate to other people.
Okay, that's good. How are you involved in music? What do you do outside of being a high school teacher?
Outside of being a high school teacher, I've done music. It probably started for me right at the halfway point of college. So I went into college. I was a freshman in college, and I was very much into basketball. I was playing basketball for the school I went to, for high school and the first 2 years of college. And it kind of at the end of my second year, there was a lot of guys and gals at school and college and in the dorms that were playing guitar. And so I picked up a guitar, kind of following that, just watching all of them play and people sitting around like playing music. So it was natural that I just got interested in that. And then in college, as more of the people I was hanging around with started doing music and writing songs and playing more, not only did I get interested in guitar and kind of pursue that, but I also started to learn and figure out how to record. So I got the little equipment to record, started going to the college's radio station where they had an 8-track, like reel-to-reel, old-fashioned way of recording, and started learning and picking up that. And so since then, I've built a couple different recording studios for myself, and so I do still playing guitar, and I've played guitar for bands over the years and for church. And my wife's a singer, so I've also played backing up her. And then also I've done recording for the last 20 years too, and currently own a recording studio where I have bands coming through and creating music and help people create music.
Right, that's amazing what you do. Well, being a teacher, do you think music is educational?
Yeah, I think there's an awesome academic side to music that's really invaluable, I think, for all of us. I think that different young people, different students could have different things they naturally lean towards. Like some of them, being an art teacher, I see lean towards visual, where they might just be able to draw and paint. Other people just lean towards auditory and music, sounds. And I would also argue, well, there's many different forms of art. It might be dance, it might be photography. I think there's a lot of great things, but I think music is just one of the more important ones to offer educationally, because I just think that some students lend towards that, and it's their way of expressing and communicating, and again being a part of a bigger group too. When you have a bunch of people, like let's say in the orchestra or choir, I think that stuff is invaluable because it's a community thing as well as an artistic, creative thing.
So do you think music is beneficial?
Yes, and being a teacher and going through college and studying art in education, and also I did do some studying on music. I think when you dig into what people have researched and studied on it, I think you will find a wealth of information that shows that students do better in schools when they have a creative outlet, whether it again be art or music. I think those are two really big ones to me that I think the studies show that I think just does something for our brains and our souls that make us a more complete person, and thus I think kids just do better in schools when they have those.
It's funny you say that because due to budget cuts, music is the main target for schools. So do you think they should provide more programs for music and courses for students to take?
Yeah, as a teacher in the fine arts program and being close with the music teacher here at Lucerna, the school I teach at, we talk about this all the time. And I have seen trends in the past where, yes, when budget cuts come down and the state looks at schools, they many times end up funneling more of the funds into what would be the reading, writing, arithmetic type classes. And I think part of that too is just they're constantly looking at testing, and those courses are things that you can test in more. So I do see why that's happened over the years. I think it's something where they realize if they strengthen those areas and fund those things, then you get higher testing schools, and it gives the appearance like students are doing better. But I also would hope and have faith in our states and our government that they could also see all of this great research that I'm talking about as well. And education happens in swings and shifts. And so, yes, it may swing towards heavy testing at one point, but now I think we're actually seeing a swing towards the other direction of building more holistic students and well-rounded kids that have depth and width to them. So music would fall right in that category.
Well, music is known to help brain development, and it helps people to be more focused and disciplined. So since you're so involved in music, do you think it's helped you in those categories?
Oh, I would say that in my life personally, I think it's all kind of goes hand in hand. It just goes together. I notice that when I'm very involved in music, whether that be working with an artist and we're collaboratively working together on music or a song or something like that, or even I rarely go a week where sometimes I just don't grab a guitar, and when no one's around for a second, I just play like for myself. And I think those things help me in a lot of different areas, especially being a person who tends to be more of like a right brain type person that focuses on things like that are visual and auditory. I think it helps me stay kind of disciplined in other things. I think it helps my my emotional state. Many times if I get so busy that I'm not getting to an outlet, I find that kind of can creep up that I would even say sometimes, I don't want to say depression, but there's definitely moments where I feel kind of like a little bit of weight or down just because I've been so busy doing stuff, and all of a sudden I realize like, I haven't done anything creative for myself and to get my brain stimulated in that way. So yeah, I think it's an important discipline that I've had in my life to allow music to be there. And now it's something I'd also add to the end here, that is my wife and I, because I married a musician too, so my wife is also a singer and a guitar player, and that's a big part of her life too. She does music for a living. And now with 3 kids, young kids, passing that on, I can see where my brother was a guitar player and he started very early and he got very good at guitar, so I was always kind of jealous of that. But I picked back up in college, and yeah, I do. I wish I would have done a little bit more, but I'm glad I have it now. So it's one of those things where I still value and appreciate it, and I listen to a lot of music since I was young. So music's always been a part of me that way too, just even appreciating and listening to it.
Okay, thank you so much for talking about music.
You're welcome.